won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers.
What up, what up, what up, and welcome into Pregaming here on Sports Money. Appreciate you guys being patient as I get myself up in here. Ready to go, though. We're going to talk NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs, and get you guys up and out of her. I'm excited. I got a player prop for you. I got a side. Actually, I got two plays, maybe three in the NBA with a player prop on top of it. Then we'll move in the NHL and what the fuck? We'll go give you guys a spot in every one of those games as well. My goodness, did we have a night last night, you guys? It was a monster. I mentioned this to you guys. You know, this is why we bet, we flat bet. You guys know the deal. We don't cheat. We don't try to find a spot to slam. It's the 10-unit whalecock lock of the century. That's not how we roll. We stay consistent. We stay the course. And we fired last night. We picked up almost 12 units. That is flat betting 101. That is why. I mean, who is going to say that? You like this game so much you hammered it. I mean, look, I like the Red Sox game so much yesterday. I went heavy on it. Guess what, though? It lost. Now, that being said, I like the Celtics in the first half. It lost. If I fired on those two plays and that was all I gave you guys, we would have missed out on 12 glorious units yesterday. That's why you flat bet, you know, like capping. You're capping the card, right? You're looking for your edges, spots you think you have an influence or an opportunity to score on. And that we did yesterday. We got the Guardians. Guardians got home 8-5. Easy, JPeasy. The Nats team total over 1.5. Easy. Got that thing again. Let's see. Baseball-wise, the Cubs smacked the Phillies. No sweat bet. 7-4. The Padres, the Fathers, 1-0 at Coors. Everybody said the pitcher can't be trusted, and he went out there and shoved. And then we brought her home. Yeah, you know what? We faded the Dodgers 3-1. The San Francisco Giants. By the way, that's a nice little plus 155er, $1.55. Then we go to the NBA. I mentioned the first half lost in the Celtics game, but we cashed the under. I added that Celtics spot too. If I didn't do that, we would have been up almost 13 units. Under 218.5 in the 76ers game. Easy bet. Tyrese Maxey. There's a reason that we look for the trend and the pattern. He scores over 25.5 points. He picks up 29. Spurs blew it. Spurs lost outright by 3 to the Blazers. And outright winner. We had the plus 5.5, but should have just trusted in the Lakers. Hopefully you guys tailed that series winning bet with me. Plus 650, because we have all kinds of room to play with now. We got 2 units already, but the Lakers both days. And a couple more, they win the series. We cash another 6.5 units over there. Then, we wrapped it up. It's only right we finish it up with the NHL. 2 big favorites said, fuck it, I don't care. Just give you guys the plays. And guess what? If you took Colorado in regulation, you lost. If you took Colorado on the puck line, you lost. If you took Colorado -1, you pushed. So the only way to have played Colorado was at -275. We did not stop there because we parlayed it with the Tampa Bay Lightning to catch a plus 110. Gave you guys a goal score. It was a 2-goal game in that Sabres-Bruins game. And I said, why not take Victor Arvidsson for a plus 290 goal score? He cashed out there. The Utah Mammoth are up the entire series now. Just a couple of minutes of downtime against the Vegas Knights. Plus 140. That was an easy plus money casher. And that is how you kick the piss out of the bookies, you guys. That was just a glorious day. Not to mention winnable clients had a fantastic day. We had a great day on bases loaded, man. Just dialed in yesterday. And so that's why I like to cast a wider net. You play two big units, you missed out on all of those plays. Your risk goes way up and your return goes exponentially down. That's why we flat bet. That's why we cap the card. We do our due diligence every day. No days off, 7 days a week. Money never sleeps, and neither do we. So welcome in here. Can't start it any more solid than that. Now, that's not true. I gave you guys a Nerfy that cashed earlier today. I gave you guys the under Toronto, under 4.5 first 5. That cashed. Sadly, the Kansas City first 5 team total under 2.5 did not cash. Then they blow it because Kansas City stinks. I gave you the under 8.5 in the Cincinnati game. That cashed. So we're firing. Today we are firing, doing the work that maybe you guys are busy and don't have the time to do. So I'll do it for you. We also won on a tennis play I gave out today. So, listen, transparency is the most important thing. We can only be accountable to our wins and losses, but they mad today, man. Man, oh man, they mad today. We fired up. We kicking ass. We taking names. We're going to do it here this evening with the NHL and the NBA. Before we do that, though, you guys know the most important thing to do is to smash that thumbs up button. Show a little love and support to the Sports Money Squad. Help us continue to build this community. We'll do it based on winning. We'll do it on consistency. We'll do it on honesty and transparency. But I need your help to do it. And that way you help here is to smash that thumbs up button. So if you haven't done so already, whether you're live or you're watching on the replay, the information's still good. And your thumbs up is still important. So regardless of how you're tuning in, thank you for tuning in and smash that thumbs up button. We'll get to work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can use the Blue Jays winning this game. I could use it staying under. It's been a good day, though. I could use Seattle winning. What are you going to do? You know who got me, though, was Waka. Waka. Piece of shit. Goes out there. I mean, it's not necessarily his fault. I needed him to stay. Double-edged sword. And, Baltimore Orioles end up winning the game on top of it. So, Kansas City's just a bad team. They really are. I mean, look, they won 2 games, 1 in extra innings, 1 late comeback. They're playing around with their food too much. And they found out today, despite an error, the Orioles take an 8-6 victory over the Royals. And sad as it is, they left Waka in too long. Put him into the 6th inning, and then he just got marshmallowed at the campfire. It was roasty and toasty as that 6th inning, he just imploded. And I looked at his pitch count. He was sitting up, I think it was 81 pitches going into that 6th inning. So double-edged sword because I needed him to get 6 Ks. He got 5. If he had gotten 6 Ks or he got the win, either one would have been good money. But let's go. Shout out to Phil McKill. Shout out to Peter Gracia. Turd Ferguson's here. Turd Ferguson. Appreciate you guys. Nicholas Handy. Hey, we like our teams. We like it. We like. A lot of people like the Red Sox tonight. I think the only way to play the Red Sox is plus money. I think that's the only way you can get after it. I don't know. Let's talk about the NHL playoffs, you guys. The Philadelphia Flyers will be hosting. How about this? For a real treat, the most viewed games on cable, the most viewed hockey game on cable. Was it ever? The first two games of the Penguins and Flyers series have been the most viewed hockey games. They got over 2.1 million views. I think that's outside of game sevens. In other words, people are jacked up to watch them Flyers smack them Penguins. I enjoy watching it immensely. I'll tell you this game's a little tricky because, man, oh man, if you're the Penguins, you are desperate. You got to get off to a fast start. But I talked about this the other day, and they're just they got in the Flyers' head. The Flyers got in the Penguins' head. They're forcing them to play gritty games. They're forcing. I mean, look at Crosby's been off the score sheet, and we've seen two lower scoring opportunities. Now, Vladar should get the start tonight. You know, I got to give you guys a trend. Historically, now we talk about trends, not streaks, right? New York Mets are on a losing streak. It's not a trend. I mean, they're trending to lose, but it's not a trend. It's a streak. It's important to recognize it because streaks will end. Trends are a snapshot of time based on the data and the situation in front of you. It's a system or a trend, not a streak. The Mets streak should come to an end tonight, but are you going to bet it? Can you bet it? The trend for the Flyers, round one of the playoffs. Okay. Changing venues. The total, less than the previous game's total. The favorites go over. Over is the spot that I want you guys to look at for this Flyers and Penguins game tonight. Desperation is where we're at here. And let's look at the parameters. Let's look at the criteria. A trend in the NHL. These totals have been 6.5. They played in Pittsburgh their first two games. The Flyers are the favorite. And so they've changed to Philadelphia. The total's now 5.5. And so we're looking at a monster under trend. Under trend. I said under so many times I just bit my tongue. 63 and 35 to the under. 64.5% win rate. Here's the thing. You might say 5.5 and you could take the 6. Yeah. If you can catch a 6, I wouldn't hate it. But the average total that these games are seeing are 5.3. So think about that. That means there's a sample in this 100-game stretch where there's 5s. And then 5.5s. Okay? 5s and 5.5s. Well, it's going over by a half a goal on average. So you're seeing 6. So the over 63 and 35 will be the first play of the day in the NHL. Let's see scoring. I don't know if I said under. I meant over. If I said under, I meant over. It's an over trend. Over trend, not a streak. They're streaking to the under. The trend is to the over. Very important to notice that. Turd Ferguson says the violence in the Flyers and Penguins series has been enjoyable. It has been. The old Broad Street Bullies are back, baby. Like to see that. So we're going to take the over 5.5 as our first official play of the card. And let me see what we can line shop this thing for. I see a bunch of 6s. I see a 5.5 at minus 120. 125. Yeah, we'll go 125. We'll go over 5.5, 125. Flyers, Penguins. It makes sense because now if you're the Penguins and you get down early, you got to pull that goalie as well. So I think that's a good opportunity for us to stick and move and enjoy the groove. Let's go on game number 2 in the NHL tonight. Hey, we got the Stars in the Wild rocking and rolling. I found this one a little tricky. The Sharps like the Wild. They like the Wild to win the series. Remember, I told you guys that. They come out there and they stomp on the Stars in game 1. Then the Stars fire back in a really a must-win game too to split that home series. So here we go. It's now a best of 5. Small price tag on the Dallas Stars. I think I'm going to take the Dallas Stars. I would be fine if they lost this playoff series. I'd be more than fine. I'd fucking be ecstatic. Get them out of there. Just looking at this game, and it just, I mean, the numbers to me says Minnesota. Wild at home, get fired up. They won all 4 of their last 4 games at home to beat out the regular season, including a game against Dallas. But I think Dallas comes into this thing here motivated and fired up. They're going to have Jesper Wallstedt in goal. The thing about the Minnesota Wild right now, they've got one of those little spots that you like to be involved with here. 12th in expected goals for per 60 minutes and 8th in expected goals against. So this team is running incredibly hot. I could see you wanting to get involved in an under. I wouldn't be mad at anybody that wanted to get on that train as well, but I'm going to take the plus money with Dallas. We already got one total in here, and I'm going to get a total in this last game on the NHL board. So best number I can get you guys right now would be plus 115. There's some 117s out there. I can't play it, so I'm not going to lay it. But I'll take a plus 115 for the Dallas Stars. In game number 2. What up, J Main? Good to see you, my friend. All right, you guys, the last game in the series be this Ducks and Edmonton Oilers spot here. And yes, first of all, very strange that the series is just in its second game when they had that late start. But okay. Maybe that's an advantage, Edmonton. Didn't look so good the last game. Puck line tied going into, was that an overtime spot out there? So Oilers go bang, bang in that third period. And listen, you know, Anaheim's certainly capable, but they're young. They're inexperienced. And you saw that in that third period where the defense just kind of collapsed. I suspect what we'll see in this game, you know, Dostal, there go the Toronto Angels game. The Angels just put 3-pack on the board. Okay. All right. Keeping an eye on it. Speaking of an eye on it, let's take a plus 110 live bet here on the Seattle Mariners. There you go. A little live action. We're bouncing around the board here. We're betting the board today, man. It has been a glorious day. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it doing. Yeah, I can get a plus 109 right now live. And I like it. Let's lock that in. Let's go on to this last game in the NHL. As I mentioned there, we're seeing a 6.5. You know, this thing started as high as a 7. Fucking 7. I kind of get it. You look at overall, Dostal's been getting scored on like crazy. He's been allowing 4 goals a pop. The Oilers have been letting the overs for the last like quarter of the season were just automatic free money. I suspect a lower scoring defensive game in this game. I like the under. And you know, of all the games tonight, why not see OT in this thing here? But as far as the under is concerned, I think because Dostal's been struggling as much as he has been, letting in goal after goal after goal, I think they play some defense tonight. I think we see both goalies try to pop in this game number 2 of the series. It is a big spot for the Anaheim Ducks, but just because they need it doesn't mean they get it. And I love this under at plus money as well. Like we're right now, we're looking at a 6.5. I like the 6.5 too. I mean, you can get 7s. I see 7s are still at $1.25, but 6.5s are sitting at plus 120 right now. Plus 124 at DraftKings. We will officially go with the under 6.5 in this game. Also, I would consider Connor Ingram from a goaltending perspective. I mean, look, I think probably both Vladder and Ingram see shots on goal today. I like Jason Robertson. And of course, why can't you like Porter Martone from a goal scoring perspective? A couple guys to look at there. Obviously, Connor McDavid, so good, but Robertson, road Dallas Stars. Jason Robertson's averaging 5 shots on goal a game here in recent form. So they're leaning heavily on this guy, and as one of the best skaters on the ice, I see why. I like that. Let's see what his shots on goal prop would be. Let's see if we can add a little Jason Robertson shots on goal action here. How about point? No. Ugh. All right, let's do this. Let's not do anything with that. Let's not do anything with that. Upon further consideration, how about let me look at one last spot. How about we go with Brock Faber with Minnesota? Let's take him to get a point. 135 plus 135 for Brock Faber on Minnesota to get a point. I don't suspect Dallas wins by a shutout and Brock Faber to score a point. Faber. This guy got 2 goals last game on top of that. He's shooting the puck 9 shots in 2 games. That is the formula, and we're seeing Minnesota play that, funnel it back to the defenseman, let them shoot the puck and try to knock in the rebound. So I love his point, plus 135. I think that's a nice-looking player prop for us. Let's give you another player prop. Let's go to the NBA today. Last spot on the board. Well, not the last spot, but you know what I mean. The only other sport we haven't talked about today, we talked about baseball earlier today. I hope you guys do enjoy the Bases Loaded show. We cashed our parlay last night. And we have a chance to do it again today. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to go to that Pistons and Magic game, you guys. Player prop-wise, I'm going to take Cade Cunningham. I like his points. Let's see how. And again, the criteria, you know what they are. Averaging 33 minutes a game. So his numbers pegged below his average on the season or in this current spot. It's catching steam. So the line opened up versus where it is today. I just want to double check right now to make sure that that's still the case. Sometimes the filters and dashboard. Yep. So it started at 27.5. It's moved to a slight 28.5. We're even seeing some 29.5s out there. So I wouldn't get that crazy here, but he's getting the minutes. 39 minutes, 39 points in 40 minutes. The last game. The Magic obviously had a big win. 3 games against the Maverick. He's averaging 33 points a game. Can he go 40 back-to-back games? I don't know, but I think it's the Cade Cunningham show. Over 28.5 points. Hopefully you guys like the points. Are you playing the points? Are you tailing me on the points? I strongly recommend that you do. You guys know since we've put the player props in play, man, we are hitting it at about a 70% clip. So very rarely is it that we're not at least splitting these things. And when we catch these plus money spots like we did last night, it just exponentially bumps the outcome for us. So that being said, you guys, I am looking at the Pistons. You know, Shark came on the show on Friday and he talked to us about the spot, and he's been tracking it, and he found out that today was the spot. Some editorial on the postseason in the NBA. Yeah, the unders have been just disgustingly gravy. Play the unders and retire. And, you know, it's not much capping that goes into that, right? That's just kind of giving you guys a play. Now it has moved from 214.5 to 219.5. So did you cap it to say under at this point? I mean, it's just read and react to what's happening read the room. But the lines come down 2 points from 9.5 to 7.5. And I like this Pistons. We were talking about it, Shark and I, backstage after the show today. And the Pistons to start hot, you can catch -2.5s out there, little juice. And the Pistons first half at -5. There's a 4.5 on Kalshi. There's a 5.5. We'll call it 5.5. I'm starting off Pistons first quarter, first half, and I'm going to add the under to it. I just talked about the under being, essentially an automatic play. And I think it's going to be a good spot for us. So it's that home team lost the first game, needs to fire off and start quickly. And I think the numbers back it up to do just that. So I like this opportunity here. I see 218.5. I see 219s. Let's take a 219. Take the 219 and then wait. What? And then I like the first quarter and first half for the Pistons. Just think this is a good opportunity for these boys to get right. I'm going to roll it in there with that Cade Cunningham show, going out there, producing and generating results for us here. I think it's a good look. I think we have a nice little card assembled here tonight. Plus, baseball is on fire. Should continue to be on fire. Hopefully, it stays on fire. Hopefully, it stays hot, and we don't have to get hot. But that's what I got, man. Look at the Suns and Thunder game. Full disclosure, I don't have a lot of interest in betting that spot. But if you want to quantify, real simple, the favorite playoff opener loses, they rebound. Spread's got to be over 6. 158 and 104 over 23 years. That is a trend and a half. Put them at home and lay over 5 points. They're 170 and 112 over the last 30 seasons of NBA basketball. Now, a streak is 6 in a row. Home, weaker team picked up the win. They are 6 in a row on the streak, but 248 and 174 on the trend this past season. That's a 1-year season trend for you guys. So I like the Pistons. I want to take them early to fire off and get it ready because, I could see them be up by 10 points at halftime, and then they just struggle to catch a 2 or 3 point win, and then all that for naught. So let's capitalize on it early and then get the hell out of there. And then as far as that Suns and Thunder game, I'm not in the business of the 18-point game. I would play the Suns money line or nothing. We saw what happened, and the only reason I say that is because I expect by this point of the evening, I'll be up enough that a plus 900 will make my hair stand up. You know what I mean? Peter Grassi says, let me know about my question above when you get a chance. Did I miss it? If you're talking about the community post tab, the plays on the community post, they should be there. They should archive. Now, because of the intro song for Bases Loaded, we got a little wrist slapping today. Not even wrist slapping. It doesn't count as a strike or anything like that. It's just that they deem the content to be 18 or older because their AI bot goes through there and scrapes. And when it scrapes the first 30 seconds of a show and it hears fuck, they deem that not appropriate for children or those that are under the age of 18. So it's happened a few times. Doesn't count as a strike. It's just a redefining of the content so that it doesn't impact the search properly. But that shouldn't affect the post tab. The post tab should have the info out there, Peter. So I did see your comment, and look, that's why Winnable was kind of the vehicle of choice because it gives the opportunity to push the information out there in a different forum. So you can designate whether you want it to be hit up on a text message or an email, right? And so you can get your opportunities running in those spots. Your notification, you click the link, and then boom, it brings you over to the place so you don't miss it. I hope that answers the question. Let's talk sharp, respected betting. I see that the play has just come in for sure. Well, I shouldn't say the play, but the report has just come in. Here we go. All right. I'm not surprised at all. Let's take a look. Look at this. So yesterday they had the Tampa Bay Lightning, that one. They had the under 6 in the Tampa game. I believe that one. They had the Carolina Ottawa over 5.5. Pretty sure all those won, didn't they? Let me look. Oh. The Ottawa game must be for Thursday. So they booked action yesterday for Thursday. Okay. Bear with me. We're figuring this out. We're figuring this out together. But you won't see plays on, if you're on Winnable, like sometimes when I do a live bet, that's where I push that out too, Peter. So I don't, sometimes I don't have the time to, there's not enough time to put it into the format that I upload it to the community post on and make sure that you get notifications in time. So that's where Winnable just becomes that vehicle. When I make a live bet, you're notified within like 60 seconds of me pushing the bet out there that it's happening, which is really effective because obviously these lines move pretty fucking quick. So we want to make sure to capitalize and cash on those spots. So anyways, I digress. What was I looking at? Oh, that's right. Excuse me. All right. So, and then they had the Bruins yesterday. So they had Tampa, they had the Bruins, and they had the under in the Tampa and Montreal game. Okay. They've got a future for Carolina, Ottawa over 5.5. That's got to be tomorrow's game. And then they bet some sides here. The sides are heating up in the playoffs now. They've got the LA Kings at plus 147. I'm not surprised by that. It's been 2 1-goal series. Overtime. Colorado's really dictating the pace here. But as they move back to LA, even though it's not their season at home this year, they also took the under 5.5 in that Colorado LA game. Not surprised again. 2 unders already. And then again, there's that play for tomorrow, Carolina and Ottawa over 5.5. A reverse line movement spot here. They did jump in on the Pittsburgh Penguins. I can't do it. I'm just going to give you guys the information and you do with it what you will. Okay. We caught dead betting the Penguins here. They need it. They're desperate. They should fire up. See, now, like if you want to reflect on the playoffs and then talk about like the, you want to talk about like the Sabres, for example. I'm not surprised they lost. I'm not surprised that they lose this series. No, not to hate. I mean, the Sabres are my second team, but they're just young and inexperienced. And so playing in the top spot, they should be in the bottom spot, not the top spot. So watching Boston come out there and fire on them boys, not entirely surprising. 2 games in a row, really. It's kind of like Utah Mammoth, right? The Utah Mammoth and Buffalo Sabres are the Boston Bruins of the West. And the Vegas Golden Knights are the Buffalo Sabres. Both had transitions in front office, both dealing with goaltending woes. I mean, check it out. As one goes, so will the other. So I wasn't surprised there. But the LA Kings, they shouldn't just roll over. Anyhow, I digress. Let's talk about the NBA really quick, you guys. They had the under yesterday. That cashed. They had the Cleveland Cavaliers. That cashed. Then yesterday they bet the Hawks against the Knicks for the next game, game 3. Today they've got the Orlando Magic. Oh, wow. Where was I on that early exit? Orlando Magic plus 8.5. Detroit and Orlando under 219. I like it. I'm in. Let's go under 219 for game 2. Toronto, Cleveland, game 3. They got the under 219.5. Game 2 for the reverse line movement. Detroit, Orlando under. And then Toronto, Cleveland under. So there you go. Detroit and Toronto games under. They went with the Magic, thinking it's too many points. That's kind of why I broke that game into half like I did there. It's kind of good to see that maybe somewhat in alignment with the sharp, respected betting mind. think that's all I got for you guys. Yeah, that's going to do it. That's how we're going to put the bow on the show, you guys. Quick one today. Kind of covered the board. Like I said, I just don't like that. And even the Sharps don't want to fuck with that last game. If you desperately need a bet in that game, I would say the under. Why not the money line? 10-1, just for some fun. By the way, 23% of the bets, 79% of the cash took the Suns money line. So it's a pretty big number to be fired off on the Suns there. I'm not advocating it. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not giving it out as an official play. I've given you guys pretty much the full rundown of plays that I have here today. So that being said, if you guys are looking for an opportunity to say thank you, support me. If you've been riding the wave with us, man, we've been cashing. We've had double-digit days, I think almost every day for the past week. Or just pretty damn close, right? It was like 8 units on Thursday. It was only gave out one play on Friday, but that cashed. Carried over to Saturday. We killed it on Saturday. Maybe Sunday was a little bit of an off spot there, but Monday we had a nice day. Monday was a 7-unit day, I believe. Monday was 420, right? Yes. Let's look. 3.5 units on Monday. I exaggerated. Tuesday was 11.71 units yesterday. I gave you guys plenty of ammunition to fuck them up today. So good luck to you guys. And check me out at Winnable. Listen, NY2026. Get yourself a long-term package. Don't miss out on any of the plays I give out there. Sometimes it's 2 a.m. And I've capped a KBL or a KBO game. Sometimes I just get the information that's like I'm betting it, and it's something that came through from the Sharp Respected Betting International report. Well, you don't want to miss that action, right? And you can do that over at Winnable. You get those text alerts that we talked about. You get the plays as I'm dropping them, and I think we're up like 12 units. Let me look. We're up 12.27 units this month here. Yesterday was a monster day, man. We kicked ass and we took names. Damn Pirates yesterday. But anyhow, that's the deal, you guys. Thank you for being here, getting these plays, getting these free thoughts and opinions from me. I appreciate you guys showing up, man. Let's show out. Let's do what we do here. Good luck with your player props. Good luck with your sides. Good luck with your totals. Good luck with your baseball. Good luck if you're tailing the Sharp Respected Betting Report. Leave me a comment post-show. Tell me if you're tailing or fading. Tell me if you like getting the Sharp Respected Betting information. Tell me something. Let's communicate. Let's open up some dialogue and see if we can't make this show better for everybody. Thoughts on the way out the door?
Are you sure this is legal?
I don't know. It's fun, though, isn't it?
Shout out to Robert McCormick, Rob McMahon, Blake M., Peter Gracia. Thank you guys, man. Stop Geoengineering, Turf Ferguson, Phil the Kill, Nicholas Handy. Know some of you guys are working and catching us live on the replay, so shout out to you guys as well, man. I'll be back here tomorrow. 12 p.m. we'll do the baseball thing. 5 p.m. we'll do the playoff thing. And throughout the day, we'll do the Grow the Bankroll thing.